And so yeah, that I ended up drinking some grappa, some hard liquor, and I was 8 or 9 years old. Like the thing is because he actually looked like water, and my dad has fallen asleep on the couch, and I was a bit thirsty, I guess. I like, oh, little bit, oh, it's a little thing, a little water. Then just one sip, and I realized it wasn't water.
Well, after that?
I have no idea, which probably makes.
So that, yeah.
Yeah, look. Wait, are we live? Oh, okay. Yes. Hello. Hi. Thanks for tuning in. That was. That wasn't supposed to happen. I swear to God. Hi, Master Nila. Hi. Hello again. Good afternoon. Good afternoon. It's evening, night. From Papa Italiano, and now you call there like you.
Mama avocado.
Because it's stuck. It's stuck. Well, yeah. Oh, look at that smug avocado avatar that I made. Do you like it?
Captured my essence. Full of fat and seeds.
Hi everyone, thanks for tuning in. Oh, hi Yannick, thanks you for the follow. Really much appreciated. Thank you so much and welcome to the channel. So, I hope everyone is having a cook my spaghetti. What is happening? The randomness. Immediate.
The spaghetti.
What?
The spaghetti.
The spaghetti. Exactly. Look at that. Look at that. Why spaghetti? No, we didn't eat spaghetti tonight. We ate pork skewers with some fries and Italian style carrots.
I basically.
Yeah, you're like a little gremlin. Why not? Why not? Stick around here. Please do, Yannick. We're happy to have you. We're gonna have some fun conversations tonight, and I even prepared. This is also going to be a little bit of an art stream because I'm gonna need to explain stuff that I think graphically it's gonna make more sense if I just use a picture. Where
I'm
are
just
you?
gonna grab water.
Oh, you got water. But I already got. Oh, wow, you are thirsty. This is what happens when you don't. Drink water for the entire day. Jeez, I come home from work and she survived on just juice and tea. Like.
I got electrolytes in.
And then the electrolytes in. And what else did you do today, baby?
Well, I roasted a little bit. I'm not gonna lie.
You what?
Roasting.
Oh, like an avocado.
Like.
Like an avocado. Oh, me said I was at work and it was a bit touch and go because I came to an understanding with my colleague. She's just a bit, she's just still relatively new on the job, and that's why she's a bit frenetic because she would check stuff like. It's a bit crazy, but we came to an understanding. She finally, she didn't raise her voice, but she put up a front with me. So we reached an understanding. Okay, I see where you're coming from.
Good, finally.
And also she sees where I'm coming from. Like, I just worry because if you check this thing 300 times and then you check one thing while checking this thing, you start worrying about maybe you should have checked that other thing a sixth time. You're gonna drive yourself nuts.
Kinda sound nuts.
I was talking to her!
Okay,
Hi Katana Soul, welcome. Glad to have you on the stream. Jeez. So, as you can see from the title, today is gonna be a two-part stream, sort of, let's say a three-parter, because first, we're gonna do something that some members of the server or the community on Discord asked, because you know how everyone is being going nuts. Well, I can understand why people will be running around with their heads on fire, especially in the US, considering what's happening right now. Now the guy posed those tariffs, but maybe not, but just on China, and there's this 10%. It's a mess. The thing is, I realized that not everyone has knowledge about exactly what a tariff is, because economics, even basic economics, are not exactly part of. How do you say? Yeah, you haven't seen it?
I haven't seen it.
You haven't seen it?
No, it's only been an hour since it's been announced.
Yeah, so for those who don't know, Trump made an announcement saying that, and except for China, we're gonna pose the tariffs for 90 days on non-retaliatory countries, which I guess that doesn't include the EU then, because we did retaliate. Our own counter tariffs came in today.
Yeah.
So like,
it includes other secondary and primary production countries.
Yeah. So consider that this thing is not over by a long shot, and a lot of people are starting to think that maybe this was all a grift to do insider trading with the power of the President of the United States behind it. A lot of people, again, don't really understand what a tariff is. I literally had the people ask me in the community to explain it. And I figured, you know what, this could be interesting and I guess it could actually be useful for some people. So the first part is going to be, we're gonna go into what a tariff is, but even before that we're gonna go into how pricing works. After that, we're gonna talk about Devil May Cry, because the new series on Netflix series by Adi Shankar is out. We watched it and we have thoughts about it. First we're gonna talk about it non-spoiler, and then we're gonna talk about spoilers.
Super spoilers.
Super spoilers. Super spoilers, a lot of spoilers, because there is some, we're gonna talk. It's gonna be fun. It's gonna be fun. And someone says, my theory: Trump is playing a game. He's looking at who is approaching to negotiate in secret. Are told this was all about. There's a. Yeah.
That's giving him way too much credit. I have read The Art of the Deal. And one of his.
The Art of the Deal is the book.
The book that was ghostwritten.
Okay.
By someone who shadowed him for like.
The Art of the Deal, the book that they ghostwritten for Trump.
He believes in zero sum when it comes to negotiation.
Okay, so but
it's not just that he has to win; someone must lose.
Okay.
So the game that might be played is trying to funnel money out, trying to increase the tariffs in a way for competitors of Russia or what. To see how they could sort of improve the influx of economic relations. It's possible, but they're in the middle of a war, so they just don't have the resources.
Yeah, they don't. They really don't. And there is the thing. I don't think he really. Again, as you say, I get the impression of the guy believes that people. There is no mutually beneficial things in the world.
Because it's normal for dignitaries to negotiate. And in the last interview I saw them, he's like, "Oh, they're begging me. They're telling me they want everything to stop." Furious son of like. I'm so glad someone else was annoyed by that. I was so annoyed by that.
I was putting
Why?
Why? Because
HWH. Why?
I was putting on my glove because I need to draw on my tablet and I need to put on a glove so I don't make things with my wrists while I use my pen. Screw you. Hello, okay. As an European, I'm watching as US economy commits self-deletion and I don't know how to laugh or cry.
You should cry. Globalization is a real thing that affects all of us. Almost all of our service industry things come from the US.
Yeah.
We are all royally forked in the ass with a pumpkin.
In the short term though, because if there is one
25-year short term.
You're
gonna see the trickle effects of this for
I know I'm talking services because but I think it's short term because what I mean is that they are already doubling down on making alternatives for US services. Now there is actually talk of there is the backing of the Commission now and of the central bank of making a true alternative to Visa, MasterCard, and PayPal, which is huge, especially if you be following how arbitrary they are in censoring and closing accounts. Those things are. People that enjoy Japanese stuff may know what I'm talking about. Let's see. My R is already sore from a government cutting out many benefits. Yeah.
Don't even get me started. Belgium has also started some elements.
I don't know.
Austerity.
Oh yeah, but they voted in not a far right.
Well, he was far right, but he was pro EU. I don't know what you would call that. Center right?
An opportunistic fascist, like Meloni in Italy.
Sure. And there've been strikes constantly. Every week there's a strike on something.
Yeah. I tremble. As a South American, we don't understand what the fire is about as a normal day to us. And no, the stream doesn't seem to be unstable. I'm looking at it right now, and 0% dropped frame. And the issue though is Twitch basically limits the bitrate to 6000. It doesn't go any higher, I think, unless you have some kind of premium subscription or something like that. No, I cannot blink because did you just throw a Mario firing bicycle at me? No, I cannot blink. The model doesn't work because the camera is not on, because it's two of us here, and if I put it on, the VTube model is gonna freak out, and yeah, that's not good. Yeah, sorry. No, I did not see what you posted as the Italian anthem. Sorry, sir. Sorry, sir. Anyway, make a second model. Oh, because I made on money. You think I made this thing?
Can I just be an avocado in?
Yeah.
I don't want to move. I don't want to be involved in this in a greater capacity than I am now.
Yeah, also...
I am the ultimate side quest. I am not part of this. This is just a fun little thing that my husband has involved me in. And it will not be like this forever. He got hit. At least I'm safe. See, this is what I mean. If I had a movable little guy, you could throw things at me and that would hurt my feelings.
No, you don't want to hurt her feelings. Also, they cost a lot. Also, you know, say hi to my Ratsnek says hi, Froggo.
Hi, Froggo.
Hi, Froggo. I do not have a concussion because I'm invincible. Also, the other thing was an interesting theory. The far right is just the right because the Puritan left, the Cardos in the center, and after his member was like, Katana Soul 91. That is absolutely bullshit. It's bullshit. There are, of course, there is a history of purity competition in the left. It's one of the reasons why in a lot of countries they cannot make a coalition to save their lives. But the far right is the far right, and you know, when you see the far right, you recognize it.
Most of it is just lingered in conservatism and longing for a time that never existed.
Pretty much.
It's always been pretty bad to be, unless you're extremely wealthy or royal.
Yeah, and honestly, and the thing is, statistically, it's actually gotten better over time. Statistically, baby. Statistically. Yeah. I know that the extreme and the atrocities are still there, but statistically it's gotten better. Statistically. Okay. Alright, so let's go to the first part of the stream. I'm going to draw. Please clip this because there are some people who have not managed to tune in, but they would like to look at it later, and maybe they don't want to go through the entire VOD. So please clip this part so that it's easier for people to find. And let's go into the game stream area. There we go. So this is Clip Studio Paint, which is a drawing program, and how we're going to do it is that I'm going to draw stuff and explain stuff, and if my lovely wife sees me saying bullshit, please correct me. I'm going to go with this very simple, and before going into what a tariff is exactly, I'm going to explain a little bit in general line how a company decides the price of a product. This basic economic theory, we're not going to do anything complicated, but before talking about what a tariff is, you need to understand how things are priced in big lines. Okay, let's see. I'm going to go with red. Yeah, let's see if it works. No. Now.
Wait, people are writing and I can't see what they're writing. I'm part of this.
Oh, no, you can see it.
It's far from me.
How about this? Better? Better? Okay. Let's see if it works. I have my smooth line pen. Oh, yes. What was that? No, wait, it was here. Perfect. Okay, so first of all, how the pricing of something is decided. The basic theory is that when a company makes a product, there are some costs that they sustain. There's some resources that they put in, and they have a monetary value that is decided by various factors. So, for example, let's say that there is a company that makes a product. The first block of cost would be, let's say, the worker. The first block of cost would be the worker, because you need to pay your workers and you need to pay them fairly. You need to pay them a living wage.
Asterisk. Terms and conditions may apply.
Yeah, sadly. But that is the basic theory. So that's the first block. Living wages. Then there is, on top of that, there is energy costs. Because you literally need to keep the lights on. And there is the electricity for the machines, etc., etc. So second block of cost is energy. Then there is raw materials, the basic materials, components that a product is made out of. Those also cost money to acquire, and that's the third block, and so on. And on top of that, because these are all the basic costs, but if you only sell a product for these costs, without going into stuff like transportation and stuff like that, if you sell a product for just the cost that you sustained to produce it, you only have you have an equal exchange. There is a zero profit, and a business usually is in the business to make money. So on top of this basic cost, companies put on a little extra that is not a cost they sustained, but is simply, let's say, a free-for-all, a little extra that they ask you to pay on top of the cost sustained, that they can then keep as just money that then goes to being reinvested, or it goes into profit for shareholders, etc., 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 etc. And how big this is can change astronomically depending on the product. And for example, baby, you gave me a very fun and horrible example of these smartphones. Baby, how much does a smartphone cost to make?
Oh yeah, it was like $30.
$30. A smartphone to produce, to make, the cost that a company sustains to make a smartphone is $30. And what's the average selling point of a smartphone?
A new 1,000.
1,000, which means that of that price, only $30 would be needed to recoup the cost, which means that around $970 are all money that the company pockets. As I said, this price, this extra price on top of the costs, is depends on what the brand can get away with. A bit like Nintendo games. Like if I was a brand that it wasn't Nintendo would never be able to get away with the price they're trying to make. Also, will never lower in the price. It's kind of insane. And Anything else that you want to add on top of what I just said right now?
No, nothing.
Everything very clear so far?
Well, simplified but clear.
Yeah, simplified. Yeah, of course it was simplified. Yeah, to make exactly. So, any questions so far from the chat about this? Anything is not clear? People assume fanboys are the Antichrist, so we have an Antichrist in the chat. That's cool. Stable cost for 3 cost. I remember that in school. In space I have later. Yeah, I just made it. So yeah. Okay. So far it seems that everyone is following. Now, now we come to tariffs, and here is when things get a little
Stupid.
yeah, exactly,
Like,
get a little stupid.
The last time tariffs were implemented in the US, they did not have a Republican government for almost 40 years. Just so you know.
Just so you know.
Republican majority, I mean.
The Republican majority, yeah. Okay, now, we explained how a company calculates the cost of a product. So let's say that a company makes a product, blah, 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 and it costs $30. That is the cost that usually a consumer would pay when it's in his country, $30. Let's say $30, that's the price that the company sets to sell that product. And you say, okay, on this market, on every market is $30. It's the equivalent maybe, or for the currency, $30, 30 euros, but it's 30. It's 30. Tariffs are the simplest way to explain it is that a government suddenly decide, no, these products that come from this country are going to cost more. So we're going to make artificially their price increase when they are sold on our territory. So if the US decides that the product that is coming from China needs to have a 33% tariff, it means that a product that normally the company would sell at 30 becomes priced 40. And that 10%, that 10 extra dollars, it's all money that doesn't go back to the company, but gets pocketed by the government of the United States. Did I explain it correctly, baby? Yeah. Kind of. Okay. What else would you add?
I would add that it's not just that it gets pocketed, it's routed to the consumer. So
what does that mean, routed to the consumer, baby?
That extra 10 euros they have to use to create the product, they'll sell the iPhone now at 1,010. Because they want you to be the one to pay those extra.
Yeah, of course. That exactly. Because I say this 10 is not. It's the price that increases. The price increases for the customer.
Yeah.
For the person who buys the product.
Yeah, and then the tariffs go to the treasury. That is correct.
Exactly. Yeah. That's exactly. Yeah. That $10 extra. It's $10 extra that the customer must pay, and then gets pocketed by the treasury of the United States.
And now people are like, well, what if we just produce everything ourselves? The thing is, there's certain ores, there's certain minerals that are not even able to be found in the US. You have to import them.
Exactly.
To create a phone, you need copper, you need whatever it's called. There's a mineral that you can only find in the Congo.
Yeah, exactly.
Which is also why it's artificially kept in war for as long as it has been.
And it's also why the guy is trying to strong arm and blackmail Congo just like he's doing Ukraine.
Yeah.
He's trying to do the best mineral deal with Congo as well. Yeah. Just like he's doing with Ukraine.
So you'd still have to import them. So for every unique product that you're importing, you'd still pay tariffs on the amount of product you're importing for you to hire Americans who have a $15 minimum wage from a country that's minimum wage is like $1.
Yeah, Or these are also
and all those costs will just go to the consumer. The
Exactly.
iPhone will be $13,000 because that's the only way they can maintain the profits
Exactly.
that they have right now.
Exactly, and the concept, it's the American people who are going to pay for this. And there is also another issue though, because it's not so much that this is a trade war, because the thing is, usually a trade war is a war that you have with just one other country usually. Like there have been tariffs used in the past, but they're very, very, focused. These guys literally started a trade war with the rest of the world, and the rest of the world is gonna keep trading with each other. They're gonna get closer ties. I'm sorry, it doesn't matter what country you are. You cannot survive. You literally cannot take on the rest of the world and think you're not gonna end up with broken bones. At best, they're going to become completely isolated. And at that point, there is a lot of stuff that you'll not be able to get. And, well...
Does nobody remember the USSR in the 70s and 80s?
Oh, yeah. Oh, no, I don't think they do. That's a problem. I don't think they do in America.
That's what happens when you have isolationist policies.
Yeah. That's like right. You literally... Well, I guess that would be their dream. Of the MAGAs and all their friends, etc.
They don't even know what they want. They know what they don't want. That's the problem.
Well, no, I'm talking more about the heads.
Okay.
Yeah, they are salivating. They love, I think, their current Russian system, the oligarchy and stuff. They love it. And, yeah. Yep. And there is other, those are good examples. For example, sugarcane cannot grow in Finland. Good luck trying to put a tariff on sugarcane from Finland.
Or if you want to build greenhouses, where are you going to get the materials to build a greenhouse?
Glass.
A lot of patents for greenhouses are also owned by China, for example. Like, there's no way around it. It's unfortunate. It would be nice to be able to be self-sufficient.
Yeah.
But the reason we got so big and so far as a species is because we accepted that we're not.
We are not able to, no one is able to do everything.
Also, I really love avocados, and it would break my heart if I never had one again.
I know, right? Thank God they don't come from America.
They do, but not to the same extent.
Yeah, exactly.
Peru, Brazil.
Mexico.
Yeah.
Wow. Have you ever had? Oh my God! I remember the avocados
Simone,
in Mexico.
We used to have an avocado tree.
Nice.
Outside of my window, I have had the best avocados and passion fruit bush.
Passion fruit. Oh, I love it. The Soviet Union made Masternilla is from Finland. The Soviet Union made my mom 153 centimeter tall. I'm 181 centimeter tall. What is this? It's the result of a few generations of actual good nutrition, my friend.
Also, avocados are great.
Yes. The avocado thing is reminding me of the British kids during the Blitz that didn't know what a banana is. Yeah. Those were really dark times, I'd say.
I don't particularly like banana.
Oh well, yeah, it's fine. My favorite fruit is cantaloupe, anyway.
Really?
Yeah, my favorite fruit is cantaloupe melon.
Huh.
What do you think it was? Peaches?
Yeah.
Why peaches?
Neapolitan peach.
Ah, percoca! Stai parlando della percoca, which is, in English, I think, are persimmons.
No, persimmon is something.
Okay, percoca!
It's just it was called a Neapolitan white peach when I looked it up online.
Oh, there we go. Yeah. So why so long English? Just call it a percoca. It's fine. Percoca.
And they're not regular peaches. I found out the hard way.
Nope.
They're completely different species.
They are delicious. Very rare. Percoca. Percoca. Yeah, very good.
You know what? Yes.
Yeah, sure. That works for me. That sounds like bird mating call. Percoca sounds like a bird mating call. Percoca!
Yeah, I get it. I'm on board.
She's on board. Of course you're on board. It's incredibly silly and has no response in reality, so of course you're on board. Swan mating call.
Swans are jerks.
Oh yes, they are.
I remember when I used to go to uni in the Netherlands, there was there was the mass right behind the university, just by the walls. And I used to have to walk there to go home, and there was this one swan.
One swan.
Every time who would body check me, like opening his wingspan and going qua, just to me.
Why you exactly? What did you do?
I have no.
Is it big?
I did used to wear a lot of white.
Oh, so like, come at me, bro.
Yeah.
Come at me. She's mistook you from a swan. Aha. Why swan if can has pet cow? Huh.
But they're so delicious.
Yeah, I know, right? Jesus Christ.
They make really great pets.
They do, but they're so good. And this coming from someone who doesn't even particularly like meat that much, but a good steak.
A good steak.
Oh my god, remember we went to that restaurant for my birthday and we had the Wagyu?
Okay, guys.
Wagyu
Guys?
is Japanese beef.
It's very, very marbled Japanese beef. It has an extremely high fat content.
Yep.
It is absolutely worth the hype. And I've eaten a lot of things. I've eaten caviar, I've eaten uni, I've eaten...
What else?
A bunch of stuff.
Goat.
I had fake shark fin soup once.
Oh yeah.
I wouldn't eat actual real shark.
Oh, sharks are nice.
But Wagyu, if you ever get a chance, it is absolutely worth the hype.
Yeah.
But if you have a sensitive stomach or IBS, please have a toilet nearby. Ask me how I know.
Was it worth the hype? Steak? Yes, it was, sir. Yes, it was. Why the heck does Wagyu apologize? I don't know. Maybe it's because it's delicious.
Because the word needs to get out. I'm a Wagyu truther.
She's a Wagyu truther. Although Argentinian meat is better than Wagyu. I had Argentinian steak once. It's fine.
It's really, really, really good.
It's
but
good,
Wagyu
but
is its own thing.
It's its own thing. It's unique.
Because Argentinian steak tastes like steak, like really high quality, well-fed, well-cared for steak. But it tastes like steak. I can't describe what Wagyu tastes.
Yeah. It's unique, like a lot of things that come from Japan. Indescribable. What's shark fin soup? Basically just mushy bone.
Yeah, pretty much gelatinous. I had one, it was made of collagen of some kind, like lab-made collagen. And apparently it mimicked the taste identically, and most people different.
Yeah, so it was fake shark fin.
Yeah, I couldn't eat it.
No, I'm sorry. Sharks are such amazing animals as well.
Yeah.
I would never go near one, but...
I would. I want to pet one.
No.
I want to give it a little rub on its little...
No!
Its dead little eyes. Its doll eyes.
Where was that from?
It's from Jaws.
Jaws, yeah, those doll eyes. Yeah, because most of a shark is not eatable, and even the fins are not even good. There's no nutrients. It just rich people's snobbery shit. A bit like Chinese people having a black market for powdered rhino horn because they think it's a powerful. How do you say? Aphrodisiac. Oh yes, let's oh yeah, now I feel completely the same. But you know, I did it because wanted. Like,
chili is actually more effective as an aphrodisiac.
Yeah, I know, right? Spice. Nice. Put some spice in your life. They think it's a super mushroom, exactly.
Truffles is also worth the hype.
Oh, truffles, yeah. Especially the ones that you get when we go home back in Italy. And my father is the secret, the guy, the friend that he knows all the good spots in the mountains. That's
the only reason I'd want a dog, so I could put truffles next to the dog.
You know that Marley was a truffle dog, technically, right?
Yeah, but he probably ate.
Probably, yeah.
Such a jerk.
I miss that dog so much.
He was such a.
He's such a good boy.
He licked my mouth, and I'll never forget. Like he was eyeing me. He knew that I was losing concentration. I was focused on something else, and he licked the inside of my mouth.
And the moment is just like the moment your guard was down, and they're like, "How do you do, Roger?" Fucking jerk! I love him so much. Your dad feels like Mass Coleman for a regular show. He always knows a guy. Yeah, that's a much nicer way from.
It's just, I think it's an Italian thing to always know a guy.
Yeah, we like having a community. We like having, it's it's a thing that we do. It's a thing that we was born out of survival, especially in the south, and it's nice to have. It's nice to have, and especially when you go abroad, you find the time community, you know where to go to the good stuff. Yeah. All right. So I feel that's enough about tariffs. Anything else you want to say, baby, about tariffs, the economy, anything at all?
Everything is forked, guys. Make sure you have rations and learn how to plant potatoes.
Well, I didn't the EU put out guidelines to have 3 days of supplies in event of crisis?
I come from scarcity trauma. I always have at least a month worth of food in hands. You haven't noticed.
Yeah. All right. So now let's go back to the chat thing. Okay. So there we go. So it's a bigger chat, so you can read more easily, baby, on the screen. Yeah. And now we're going to talk.
It's just meh. I love that.
We're going to talk out.
Aphrodisiac.
Music Cloud Avocado Choir.
Aphrodisiac is spelled APHRODESIAC. Aphrodisiac, and it's sort of something that gets you turned on.
Yeah, but an aphrodisiac is literally something that turns you on. There we go. Yeah. Perfect. That's exactly how you write it. Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah. Today I will not hold that warm is. Menos, what is your favorite aphrodisiac?
Guys, be nice. Not everyone speaks English as a native language, and not everything translates.
Yeah, also, not everyone knows everything. I literally had to. We literally just explain what a tariff is, and that's fine. No one should be shamed for not knowing something and asking.
I am his favorite aphrodisiac. What the hell are you talking about?
There we
go.
I
am the ultimate horny boner juice.
There we go.
My husband.
Yeah, I was about to say, yeah, thank you. That gets it. Sometimes it's solid. What the fuck is corny boner juice?
Horny boner juice.
Why are we going here now? Oh, Jesus Christ. All right. So now we're going into the second part of the show. We're going to not go into spoilers for this, but we both watched the series. I watched it first, she watched it afterwards. We are now going to talk about Devil May Cry. Okay. So let's do it like this. So we're going to talk about it, non-spoiler. We're gonna give our overall thoughts on the series. So if you just want our opinion about the series, about Devil May Cry, and you don't want to get spoiled, you can just listen to this first part and avoid the rest. Another Fritz from Mel's new TV show.
He has been obsessed with it.
Yes,
he has watched it 4 times in multiple languages.
I have.
I've never seen him rewatch anything. This is the first time I've watched him rewatch something. Because I'm the one who has things on repeat. I have my favorite shows like The Good Place.
She watches so much.
Owl House also makes it good. Oh, and Gravity Falls. Come on, you watched it this time with me. It's really, really good. It holds up really well.
Oh, it's good. It's good. It's fun. It's just Owl House. Yes, we ship Owl House. We stand Owl House in this household. Yeah, see, they love it too, baby. Okay, I guess I should explain. Okay,
Jeez, hoot! Sorry, I had to do it.
Jeez. Go. Okay, so Devil May Cry, for those who don't know, Devil May Cry is a series of video games by Capcom, and there's been 5 entries in 24 years. They haven't really done a lot of them, and a lot of the entries have had some trouble productions. I think only number 3 and number 5 had standard productions. The first started as the Resident Evil 4. We don't talk about the reboot. We don't talk about the reboot. Exactly. No. We don't talk about that DMC. We don't talk about that. Anyway, the first one actually started as a prototype for Resident Evil 4, but it was deemed too supernatural and they recycled it in Devil May Cry 1. Then nobody expected it to be that successful, so they made the Devil May Cry 2 in a rush and it was not good. Then a few years pass and they make Devil May Cry 3, which a lot of people, many still consider the best entry in the series. Then more years pass and they make Devil May Cry 4 and it was meh. It wasn't bad, but it wasn't exactly stellar either, and blah blah blah. And then more years pass and they make Devil May Cry 5 and suddenly everyone is back on board with the series. It was spectacular and everything, it was great. And now they made this is the second animated adaptation.
Really?
There was an anime in 2007, but it was a bit too moody, so they did the same wrong thing that they did with the May Cry 2, that Dante is supposed to be fun, is supposed to be a blast, and they made it too much...
it was just also the era, I guess.
Yeah, in 2007,
Prestige.
exactly, yeah. It was
the
era.
beginning of Prestige.
Yeah.
Where everything had to be broody
Yeah, no,
and
but
dark.
this was it was a Japanese anime, baby.
Oh, that's weird then.
It's a Japanese series.
I know it's a Japanese too, but I thought maybe someone got hold of the IP.
No, it was Japanese anime, and also the fact that it was. But the thing is, that stuff also was the same a little bit in Japan. Remember that was the time when the Death Note was a
I
thing.
love Death Note.
Yeah.
I think I still have the.
Yeah, I figured. And then there is and then there is this new series made by Adi Shankar, which was one of the two, let's say, brains behind Castlevania at the beginning, until Warren Ellis pushed him out in the middle of season 2, and that's why that series got weird.
The thing is, I watched season 1. I really liked season 1. I liked
Castlevania, yeah.
Cohesive story. It felt like a movie, and I could see how someone could have turned that.
Yeah, exactly. I think that you gave that theory. I think it was right. I think Castlevania season 1 was supposed to be a movie, and then they turned it into a 4-episode series. Yeah. It would make a lot of sense.
It was very good. It was well built up. We can see that somebody's trying to reclaim their honor.
Yeah,
It touches on the religious dogma and blaming everyone about everything and having to fall on the sword for somebody else's punishment.
Yeah.
Or someone else who should have been punished. Let's put it that way.
Yeah, for me, honestly...
The thing that killed it for me, spoiler alert, is when they killed the bishop.
Yeah.
Because he should have been the big bad underneath all of this.
Yeah, but as I said, once Eddie Shankar was pushed out... The guy, basically, that remained Warren Ellis, he took it in a very weird direction I did not care for. And also, I have to say, I watched season 1, it was good, but I had a big problem with it, is that they literally gave me zero reason whatsoever to not root for Dracula. Because they spend the entire first episode introducing him, his motivation, and you literally get nothing that say, hey, this is worth saving. There is no sympathetic bystanders, no sympathetic NPC, except that one woman that Dracula literally tells, get the hell out of Dodge because it's gonna be bad. And we only see a glimpse of the Belmont, and he's just hiding in a tavern while hell goes on around him. And we listen to two dumb farmers talking about incense and freaking goats fucking, yeah. I did not really care that much for it, because for me the main character...
potato chip.
The main
Eat it!
That's not, of course. And for me the main character is one of the most important parts of a show. Devil May Cry, instead, on the other hand...
You absolutely had it coming, you guys. That's all I could say. Like, at the midway part, I was like, you had this. Like, this is on you. This is your two towers. This is absolutely fair after what you've done.
You only had yourself to blame.
If you'd have been there, if you'd have seen
it, I bet you would have done the same. Chicago. Anyway, but yeah, on the other hand, instead, Devil May Cry, it doesn't waste a minute. In the first 10 minutes of the first episode, you know what the villain is about, and you know what the hero is about, and the hero is good, although there is a bit complex.
He's neutral.
He's neutral, yeah, but he has a good instinct, while instead the villain is... larger, like is entertaining, is charismatic, is cruel, is scary. The White Rabbit is such a... Okay. Let's go in order, because here we need to give our overall thoughts, and then we go into direct spoilers, because wow. Okay. Devil May Cry the series, as my lovely avocado said, I am a bit obsessed with this series. I watched it 4 times. Twice in English, once in Italian, once in Japanese. No, it's not spoilers yet. Spoilers yet. I watched it 4 times and I love it. I think it's a great series. The pacing, it's perfect. I didn't get bored, and I didn't think that it was going too fast. It was absolutely perfect. The pacing, the story is intriguing, and as a fan of Devil May Cry, I was not expecting a one-to-one translation, because it was impossible, for a simple fact that the original lore is a bit messy because of the production trouble of the series over the decades, and also because the language of movies and the language of video games is completely different. So I was not expecting a one-to-one adaptation, and the way that Adi Shankar reinvents the series and the source material, it's absolutely phenomenal. I had fun. There were some parts that were really emotional, and the writing, the dialogues. There's only one character, the dialogue of which in English didn't really strike me as particularly inspired, but I loved it. There's a twist and the turns, and honestly, yeah, for me it's an 8.5 out of 10. I need to knock down 1.5 points because some of the 3D models of the demons were not exactly stellar. Sometimes they move a bit stiffly, and then there is of course the character of Mary, which is lady, which is in English, because it's better in Italian and in other languages, but in English she curses a lot, and the problem is not that she curses a lot.
Yeah, I was gonna say, what was the problem with that? Like, she literally a demon slayer who risks her life all the time. I don't know anyone who's in the army who doesn't curse a lot.
Yeah, in fact, that's the thing. My problem is not that she curses. The problem is that she just drops the F-bomb all the time. It's
not
lame.
Creative. Yeah,
it's lame. Right. It's like, look, if she had... Imagine if she instead was cursing like the guys from the first Predator.
Oh, yeah.
Imagine that. That would have been amazing. That would have been amazing. That would have been amazing. So those are my tasks. What about you?
I went in with no expectations.
Because you're not a fan of the series.
No, I knew Devil May Cry when I was a kid, but it was single player, right?
Yeah.
And in my household, the socialist household, I have 4 brothers.
Yes. So
we only got games that could be played in teams and groups. So the single player games were usually the older kids who played. And took turns playing whatever level they were in. And I was like, I'm not going to sit around and watch you play a video game. That's boring. Okay. So I never really got into it.
Yeah, so basically you know about it, but you never really played it.
But it wasn't... I was really into Rayman because my brother saw the box for it and we're like, oh, that's a girls game, give it to Avocado, it's fine. Most challenging game ever. Again, I will die on this hill. My favorite game ever made by Ubisoft. Oh no, second favorite. The Sims is also Ubisoft.
No, Ubisoft, no, The Sims is Electronic Arts.
No, I'm looking this up.
Okay.
It has to happen.
No,
because I'm pretty sure
it's not Ubisoft. It's how do you say shit? It's that I don't remember the developer, but they were published by Electronic Arts. Maxis.
But they were
published. Oh, they always had Electronic Arts as a publisher.
I know they always did. I remember the opening.
Yeah, there we go. Okay, she's looking up just to see how correct I am. Come on.
God damn.
You don't not try and front up to me with video games, baby. You always
You were there when it was.
Yeah, more or less. Yeah.
Why do I remember seeing the Ubisoft logo on the Sims?
I have no idea, baby. I'm sorry. I cannot help you. Maybe the Maxis logo or similar. Anyway, so you are not an old fan of Devil May Cry. You're not obsessed. You went in with no expectations. And
it is the most fun I've had watching something recent on TV. I've watched a lot of things that made me think, that made me feel.
Mm-hmm.
But I haven't enjoyed myself. It was a romp.
It was a
Honestly, you could go into it completely blind, knowing nothing about the show, having no interest in video games, and you would enjoy it.
There we go. Yeah. So basically, it's not only is a good adaptation, like for me, it's a good adaptation of DMC, but also, yeah, as you say, it stands on its own. It stands on its own, and that's actually the difference. Another difference with Castlevania that I noticed is that after Devil May Cry the series, and they keep throwing stuff at my face, and there we go, they keep doing
Boo
it.
this man! Everybody, boo this man!
But that's the baby. Anyway, yeah. What I noticed that after Devil May Cry the anime came out, on Steam, the Devil May Cry series went to the top of the charts of sales. There was a big discount, smart from Capcom, but yeah, that didn't happen with Castlevania. So I understand what you mean. It's a good entry into the series for newcomers.
Yeah.
So great.
And also, when it needed to be serious, it held on to those moments really well.
Yes.
But it could shift from a very serious tone to something really silly, comfortably.
Yeah.
Where you're like, oh, why am I laughing? That was really, really sad.
Because that's Dante in a nutshell, basically. That's literally the goal. It can go from really serious to,
ridiculous.
The ridiculous and corny, like at the drop of a hat. And it is amazing, honestly, yeah. And so the story, really, the story, honestly, nothing to say. 10 out of 10. The characters, a 9, really. I say the only thing that bothers me is how uncreative they were with the cursing for Lady. But everyone else, the White Rabbit is amazing. Is literally one of the most fun villain I ever seen put to screen. Is amazing. No, wow. And then, of course, there is the other characters. Lady was fun. And then there is Vice President Bane that was played, is the last role of Kevin Conroy, rest in peace. And I know why they got it. It's great. He really sold the religious zealot. Amazing. Really amazing. And the fight scenes. The fight scenes, baby.
Yeah, those were really well paced. It had what Invincible didn't, even though Invincible probably had more budget than.
Yeah, they wasted it all on the voice actors.
And music.
And music.
That's what they had that they didn't. They picked old songs that were popular at the time.
Oh yeah, the soundtrack of Devil May Cry, yeah.
I haven't thought of Butterfly in such a long time.
Butterfly. There's the opening song is Rolling by Limp Bizkit, and honestly, the version for the intro is better than the original, because they cut out all they cut out the first 2 verses and they just keep the third when they're because and the best decision ever, honestly. Then there is, of course, there is Rage Against the Machine, and there is one that I want to keep for spoilers, because when that song came on with that scene in the last episode, I was laughing my ass off. It was so blatant.
The only thing that irked me that a lot of people don't notice, because you notice it if you come from there. These days, when they do, before when I was a kid, usually when they had a black scientist, it was an American, like a black American.
Oh yeah,
scientist.
You're talking about the Professor Carter.
Yeah, and the Professor character, his accent was off. He went from South African to West African to East African accents. And I know a lot of people can't hear it.
But you can.
The same way that Germans can hear the difference between a German and an Austrian accent.
Yeah.
Or Swedish and Danish.
Yeah.
You know, like someone who
Yeah.
doesn't hear the language a lot when they speak English, you can't tell what part of Scandinavia they're from,
Yeah.
or the Nordics, for lack of a better word. I can hear it, and it irked me so much. If you are so desperate for an African voice actor, please just hire an African voice actor or someone who lived in Africa. I beseech you.
I think
it's so bad.
I think that there is the problem is that I don't know all the details, but I think that it's because I think it's because of union. I think it was because of union rules, so maybe they couldn't go into Africa.
But the thing is, one of the other guys was of African descent. One of the other voice actors was of African descent.
Yeah,
like
but
the one with the kids.
Oh yeah,
he was African.
Yeah, but as a citizen, I don't think he's. I think he's like maybe an American.
He's British.
He's British. Says everyone. So
Yeah.
he's British, and so I think it's a union thing.
Yeah,
you cannot.
He could have done the accent better. It's one of those little things that irk me.
No, and the funny thing is that then you went to look it up. The guy is Scottish and he's white.
Yeah.
It's just that he has an African wife, so he learned the language. Blind casting.
Yeah, okay, I
Blind
appreciate it,
casting.
but blind casting only works if you can actually do it. I don't care if a white person plays a black person.
He did it because that's the thing.
It was just bad.
Yeah, but he did it the thing is, you know this because you're African. Yeah. And there is, I think there were African languages in the dubs, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so like, I think that for an English speaker, they don't know this, so yeah, it's fine. It's those things that you need to consider when you're on a budget.
I know, but it irked me.
I know.
Conquest was excellent casting. It was actually terrifying.
Yeah. Okay, so we recommend Devil May Cry because now for the last half hour we want to go into spoilers. For those who who haven't seen it yet, we very much recommend it and watch because all the dubs are great. All the dubs are great. The English dub is amazing, but I also really like the Italian. There is the Japanese, of course. It's the Finn language. First, I thought it was shades out to be deeper.
Because the A with two dots in German is an E.
Uh-huh.
So I'm assuming it's the same.
Uh-huh. Eh? Oh,
I'm trying to figure out.
I figure it out.
From context, anyway. But Finnish doesn't have any sort of connection with any other language, so I'm never going to figure it out.
Oh, chat. Anyway, so Devil May Cry, I recommend it. You, baby?
Really great. For an outsider who's never been into that, well, it's not that I'm not into it, I've never had interest in discovering it.
Uh-huh.
Even as an outsider, it was a very good show. Up there.
All right. So, watch Devil May Cry. So go watch it right now. For those who have watched it and would like to hear more about our thoughts in spoilers, we are going to start into spoilers right now. Where do I even start? Okay, so on rewatch, you start getting it because on the first watch is an amazing time. But then on rewatch, you start looking at all the little themes and all the little events.
Who's that?
Janek. All my homies love White Rabbit. Also, it was an ironically.
I have to hold your hand when I tell you this.
Like, only thing I think I became by.
I'm so sorry. I have to hold your hand when I tell you.
She's holding your hand.
I think those feelings are always there, and you're just really, really into hot bunnies.
Oh my god! Like, no, again, he's an amazing villain. Literally got it all. He's larger than life. He's funny. He's charismatic. He's dangerous. He's menacing, but also he has the sad backstory. You put it very well. You put it very well with Mexican Joker. The joke that South Park makes is literally Mexican Joker. Again, spoilers from now. The White Rabbit is, at the beginning of the series, is presented as the leader of a band of terrorist demons who are trying to break down the barrier between the worlds. The thing is that we then discover they're trying to do it not because they want to enslave humanity, but because the higher demons, which are ruled by Mundus, which is the villain of the first Devil May Cry and is the king of the demon world, that's one thing that was confusing about Devil May Cry, because they killed the king of the demon world in the first one, because they didn't think they were gonna make any more, and so they had to start making up other big villains for the sequels. Anyway, so yeah. And the thing is, because the guy basically rules the Makai, the hell, which is actually just another universe, with an iron fist, and there are people on the lower rank of society which are treated like little more than cattle and disposal of resources, and most of them don't even survive because after millennia of war, the air is toxic, the land is wasted, and it's hell. It's literally hell for the people living in it. Worse than hell, like Arthur says. And the thing is, Sparda, when he separated Sparda, which is the basically legendary demon knight and the father of Dante, and Virgil, his twin brother, more on him later. When he divided the worlds, yes, he prevented Mondos to march his armies on the human world, but he's also trapped all the other weaker demons with the big ones, condemning them to literally eternity, living and birthing and dying in this post-apocalyptic wasteland. It's awful. And so enter the White Rabbit. The White Rabbit is revealed later that he is not a demon. He's a human who, as a kid, an orphan, ended up in the demon world through a freak portal and got adopted by a family of the lesser demons, Makaians, they call them Makaians, and he's seen every scene, members of his family die to the sickness and the poison of Makai, and die to bigger monsters, getting eaten, and using his genius, because he has always been a mechanical genius, he devised a device that allows him to strengthen the holes, and what he does is start moving refugees out of Makai, but then, while he was doing that, he runs into Darkom. Baby, what is Darkom?
It is the CIA for demons.
Pretty much, yes. They're
doing extrajudicial killings in the name of the Lord.
Exactly, pretty much. They're like a private company under the orders of Vice President Bane, which maybe wasn't the Vice President at the time. Anyway, they go around killing demons, and the problem is they make no distinctions between the actual big bad demons and the guys who are just refugees and want to get the hell out of Dodge. And so, during a trip where the White Rabbit was trying to save refugees and his family, they basically jump, they get a little bit trigger happy and they kill a big demon and then literally everyone else, except the White Rabbit, who survives and literally becomes Mexican Joker. Mexican Joker. It's like, yeah, okay, I'm gonna burn everything around because this needs to. And wow, Jesus Christ, it's amazing. Really, really, really amazing. What did you think of the White Rabbit yourself, babe?
It was hot. Let's be real. His voice was hot. His mannerisms were hot.
Yeah. I need to
10 out of 10 would drill.
I need to cosplay that guy. Jesus Christ.
I told you, we do have some latex forming mold. I can make you a bunny head.
For the mask. Everything else should be easier because it's just petticoats, a suit and everything. So yeah. No, it's amazing. I loved him. And also, what I love is that in the end, I'm going to miss him, but they can't bring him back for the simple fact that the guy won. The guy won because of what happens in the end. Maybe we can leave it.
The Holy War is called.
Yeah. Maybe we leave it for later exactly what happens. But yeah, he won. He basically had a backup plan if his actual plan failed, and it worked. And he won. There's literally nothing else they can do with a character. I'm going to miss him, but damn, such a good villain. Such a good villain. So yeah, and then okay, so the villain, amazing. Then we go into the main characters. There is two detotagonists in the story. One is Dante, and the other is Mary Arkham, also known as Lady. Maybe let's talk about Dante first. So, okay, as someone who has played the Devil May Cry games, these are younger version of Dante. Is okay. So from what there is a panel in an episode where they describe him what is done as a mercenary, and they say he has 5 years of experience. So he's in his early 20s, basically. I'd say 23, something like that. Sorry, yeah, something like that. So it's 23, and he is amazing. He's funny and he's confident, and even when he's joking,
and he's hot.
He's hot, of course.
Why is he so hot?
Why is he so hot?
These are questions.
Oh no, he's hot. Those Sparta and Sparta jeans, but not the Japanese smart, but yeah. No, it's amazing. He's hot. He's funny, and the thing is. There is a lot of people like the people are complaining about this. Some people say, "Oh, he's too weak. Oh, he's too corny. Oh, he's too." So people cannot agree on what they don't like. They just don't want to like it. But for me, it was perfect, honestly. When he needed to be funny, he was funny, and when he needed to be cool, he kicked ass. Yeah. And the thing is, sometimes he struggled, but that is normal because that's otherwise it would. 8 episodes of Dante just doing whatever the hell he wants without breaking a sweat would be boring. Also because people realize that even in the games it is like that. Dante struggles because you as the player struggle while learning how it works. No one starts with triple S in a Devil May Cry game, guys. No one. You need a learning curve. So it was great, and honestly, for me the scene that really captures him as a character is the scene when he's alone in his apartment and he's playing Dance Dance Revolution.
Oh, yeah.
And he's not even trying to
win the game.
To win the game, like to follow the instructions. It's just those because it looks cool, it sounds cool, but then, of course, game over. Yeah. No, it's great. And also, of course, there was the emotional moments there is good also on this little character arc when he's trying, okay, I'm gonna kill demons in revenge because that's all I can do. But eventually he learns to care about his father's mission, protecting the human world, but he also, through the White Rabbit, he comes to learn, okay, I need to also care about this, and I can't wait to see where it goes with season 2. What about you, baby? What do you think about Dante, other than he's hot?
I thought he was just a really fun character, generally.
Yeah.
I know everyone complains that there's not enough depth, X, Y, and Z, but not everything needs to have this massive character-changing depth.
Yeah.
I actually liked, we'll get back to the ending.
Yeah.
That the ending had some sort of status quo remain because, yeah, if you are sort of brainwashed into a certain way, thinking that X, Y, and Z are the villains, you're not going to snap out of it just because one person proved you wrong.
Exactly. Also, yeah, there is also a fact, and I guess, that we go into the second protagonist of the series, which is Lady, which is the co-protagonist. And, at first I was like, oh, I don't really like her, but then I realized, oh, that's the point. We are supposed to think she's a bit of a bitch. And I love her character arc. Like Dante says simple, but just because it's simple doesn't mean it's not effective. Yeah. It's fun, and it's supposed to be the simple one because everyone else is doing all this complex stuff, all this complex things.
Other people.
The name of other things. Instead, this guy is just a guy. Okay, my character arc is that I start caring, and as I start caring, what do? I'm just gonna punch people in the face until the problem goes away. And it works. It works. It's the right... It's like cutting, it's like Alexander cutting to the Gordian knot. All this complex bullshit, okay, I'm just gonna punch people until the problem goes away. Because it is a problem that it can be solved that way. Mary instead is the one who saw her family die because of their not even because of demons exactly, but because their exposure to demons.
There was someone trying to prove a point and she got the wrong message.
Exactly. Yeah, she got the very wrong message, and basically at the beginning of the series, she's arrogant, she's cocksure, she hates any kind of demon, and that is what eventually leads her to do a series of bad choices, get a lot of her... she's the leader of a team of demon hunters working for Vice President Kevin Conroy, Vice President Batman. And she gets them all killed, and there is a sentence that really struck me thinking about it. When she talks to Dante, she says, "You even fight like a demon. Incredible strength, but no intelligence. And yet, what the rabbit and his demons do is outsmart them. They get them into a trap, and they slaughter them all. Not because they were stronger, but because they outsmarted them, and they outsmarted her. And she gets a lot of people killed, and then she gets exposed to the reality of the Macayans, that there is refugees, and the problem is that she doesn't see what happens to those Macayans that she told, oh, you need to save these people. That she doesn't discover it. And that's why at the end of the series, after they defeat the White Rabbit, it's like, okay, she's still brainwashed a little bit. Because, okay, I believe that humans I believe that Macayans are not all bad, but I also believe that this guy, Bane, are the people to trust to control this shit. And that's why she betrays Dante. She captures him, and the series literally ends with Dante being frozen in suspended animation, literally the United States government declaring a war on hell. And there is the sequence where they do all the shots with there is the tank crushing demon children, they raise the flag of the United States in hell and stuff. And you made a very good point. You tell me that all those stills are copies, like adaptations of actual war photos or stuff that the US did over the decades?
In Laos, in Vietnam, I saw the Afghanistan one a couple of times, the Iraq ones.
Wow.
Everything was like a recreation imagery of photos that were taken of.
Yeah, so, and that made me think that also because the dialogue, then if you start paying attention, because of course there is the whole thing in the finale with this happening, and there is American Idiot by Green Day blasting in the background. I was laughing so hard. But then you listen to the dialogue of the White Rabbit, and you're like, okay, so one of the themes here is that America thinks they know better, thinks they're always in the right, and there is this zealot kind of self-confidence to the point that they put the Lord in the Constitution and stuff, and then at the end they fuck up more often than not.
Yeah, pretty.
Yeah, because I don't know if you guys have seen what Iraq and Afghanistan are like right now, but they didn't exactly get better.
Well, it's not as bad, let's put it that way.
Afghanistan is not as bad?
No, Iraq.
Yeah, okay, but it's definitely not, we're exporting democracy, remember that thing? Yeah, and then there is the White Rabbit who says at the beginning, Americans, the most predictable of your species. Yeah. Whatever escapes your narrow understanding of the world, you cut, bomb, and destroy without hesitation. And then there is the mockery when there is the ambush on the highway. Oh, thank you, you guys of this great nation for bringing me the other half of the amulet. God bless America! And when I finished watching the series, I was like, oh, there is some Americans, some certain types in America who are not going to like this. And one of the funniest things has been watching the reaction of those guys on the social media. It's hilarious. Just really hilarious. My God. So yeah, really great. So the characters great, the twists are great, the teams very well put together, the fight scenes. What was your favorite fight scene, maybe? There were a lot. What was your favorite of the whole bunch?
I actually really like the one with Lady and Dante, the very first one.
Where, where they fight each other?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Because it was
the rooftop chase.
Yeah, you could see her sort of do the calculations in her head, like, okay, when it comes to pure power, I'm not going to win this. He's faster than me, quicker than me. I have to be smarter than him.
Yeah, and also because the bullets don't work. Yeah. And the guy is not as dumb as he looks. So like, yeah, they had.
She had to outsmart him.
Yeah, she had to trap him into a thing with all the team. Yeah, she literally trapped him in a truck. Yeah. Usually, so yeah, there is that. It was amazing. For me, the best fight scene, the one that I enjoyed the most, honestly, it was probably the one where Dante. Well, it wasn't exactly a fight scene, more like an action scene because it's fight and action. But it's the one where they blow up the plane. And Dante in free fall does all the acrobatics to save the passengers, and then he has to fight Rudra, the blue demon in air, and it was amazing. Like just like going through the air and the animations, like that was great. That was great. It wasn't exactly a fight scene, but that was my favorite action scene. I really loved it. Really loved it. And what else? Okay, favorite musical moment.
Actually, the Dance Dance Revolution.
Yeah, that was very funny.
Especially because they built him up to be the superhero that they're gonna have to try and take down. No one ever has.
And then it's just okay. That's what it is. Like he's a badass, but he's also one core. He's a little goose. He likes having fun like that. He's amazing. He's amazing like that. And yeah. But I have to make for me my favorite musical moment was the chase on the highway when they start playing Papa Roach. And it's my favorite musical moment because when it happened, your face, because you didn't expect it at all. So when it came on, your face was like, it was amazing.
All these songs I haven't heard since I was 10.
I know, right? They really did the research. They knew exactly what they were doing with this series. Amazing. Okay. Favorite character? Dante. For me, it's the rabbit.
I know, but I just like everything's being so serious lately. I just like someone a little bit fun and a little bit simple and two-dimensional, for lack of a better word.
I know. For me, it just the White Rabbit was so. It was so entertaining. Every time he spoke, it was like, I remember like the scene when he confronts Anders and the professor is like, I'm so disappointed, Professor. I have much higher hopes for you. And then the guy thinks, you still need a piece of the puzzle. Like, there it is. It's like just the flair. Whenever he speaks, it just
You love a villain who's having fun with it.
Yes, exactly. For him and if you play Final Fantasy 14, Xenos, it's just like, I love a villain that is having fun with it. It doesn't mean that it can't have a complicated motivation. It wasn't even that complicated, honestly, actually. His motivation wasn't complicated. No. You kill my family, there is this thing trapping us in, I'm going to burn everything down. And or feeling that I'm gonna make you burn it all down. And he succeeded in the end. Oh my gosh. Yeah, I can't stop gushing about this series. It's so good. Oh wow. Okay. Actually, the chat remark. I just gonna say for record, like these are better remakes. That guy who worked with the rabbit, the one who recovered the portal device and got shot, is 100% alive. He's talking about Anders.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I'm Me too. I'm 100% sure that it's gonna show up in the second season, honestly. I'm pretty sure. Because he got shot out of an helicopter and then he fell in the water. That's, yeah, that guy's alive. 100% alive.
And he's going to undo the mess.
Yeah, he's going to undo, like, and that's the thing, like, the ones who survive, the ones who accomplish stuff are the ones who are not as cocksure.
Yeah, about the belief.
Exactly. Because they can see that either side is bullshit, and so they can walk through the cracks. And then there is, of course, Dante who just cracks it more open. Okay, last 10 minutes of the stream. What is something... Okay, going into season 2. What is something that you what is the thing that you most excited to see?
I would actually like to see the war effort and how it's brought to...
What do you mean?
Like, they just bombed hell. Like, let's see what hell does back.
Yeah, because that is the thing. Because they bomb hell by using the device of the rabbit. I'm sure they are gonna make more and bigger and copies to make a giant portals to hell. I'm pretty sure that they're gonna some of those are gonna be used to send the demons back as well, which was the entire point. Was the entire point of the rabbit? Literally blow the door open. Yeah, that's going to be interesting. For me, it's probably two characters that I want to see more of. One is Virgil, of course, which is the twin brother of Dante, and that's going to be interesting. But for me, there is... Okay, so... I told you that the second Devil May Cry, the game, was a mess. It was really bad. But the story was interesting, and the thing is, in Season 2, we are going to be following the story of Devil May Cry 2, just adapted. Because they show Ouroboros and Arius, which is the leader of the organization, at the very end. Is the guy with the mustache that stands in front of Bane in the last shot. And then there is going to be Lucia. Exactly, Lucia. Lucia is the co-protagonist of Devil May Cry 2. And she was in Season 1. She's the red-haired woman with the dark skin that they capture. One of the demon hunters, and she's tied to Devil May Cry 2, so absolutely, also because Lady basically betrayed Dante, she is going to be the co-protagonist, mark my words, she's going to be the co-protagonist of Devil May Cry Season 2. And I cannot wait. She deserved much better than what she got with the second game. Amazing. Really amazing, yeah. So, like, I'm excited to see how they reinvented the story of the second game. I'm really excited to see, because I really liked how they did with this season, and I can't wait for more. Okay, I guess that's enough spoiler talk, and we should start heading to bed device, as we say. Yeah, my lovely avocado is getting sleepy, and I need to pretend for... I need to prepare for work tomorrow. And okay, I guess Master Nilla, Planeta have all this in our... It's been 4 or 5 months of me trying to you what your favorite Pokemon is, so I guess for answers is Larvitar. No sir, it's not Larvitar. I'm sorry. I can give you another hint. It's a Pokemon that is born from a fossil in one of the games. What's your favorite Pokemon, baby?
Pikachu.
You're a basic bitch.
That is fair.
You're a basic Poke bitch.
But actually it was Eevee, but...
What happened?
I don't know. I kind of got back in...
Pikachu. Alright. Okay. I guess we're going into the end of the stream. Thank you so much for tuning in. That was great. We talked about tariffs. Clip that shit and spread it. Let the people know and let the people learn so we can overthrow the... what can we overthrow, baby?
I don't know. I'm kind of feeling powerless these days.
You're just sleepy. Yeah. Power to the proletariat! We talk about Devil May Cry, no spoiler, and then went into spoilers because we just needed to gush about stuff. Thank you from Papa Italiano and Mama Avocado. We will see you in the next stream. Ciao!
Bye!